What's going on, guys? JB Lion back with another video, and we have just finished watching the Napoli vs Chelsea game, and what a bloody game it was. Right, let's just get straight into this video. So, yesterday, or today should I say, I uploaded my pre-game analysis, my ideas of the game and how I thought it was going to go. Obviously, like I explained, Napoli with a very heavily rotated squad. Lot of players out injured, lot of players not on the fitness level. So it was always going to be a game that ideally we should have won, but always in the knowing that Napoli are still a very, very good side, with obviously the ex-manager Antonio Conte being the man of the moment. But yeah, let's just get into this video. So the game started out well for us. We were on the front foot. My opinion is that we was on the front foot, which was good. We had lots of control, and then obviously Reece James took a free kick. Was a handball. Enzo Fernandez scored, and then pretty much after, Vigare, he scored basically an insane goal. If anyone knows me as a football fan, I will always rate a team if they score a good goal, and that Vigare's goal, considering his first senior goal, it's a goal definitely to remember. The Maradona turn and then putting it past Sanchez, we made it look easier then. We made it look easy for him. Fofana wasn't strong enough. Sanchez should have saved it. And then obviously Rasmus Højlund scored, which had made it 2-1. A bit cagey. Obviously, ideally, we needed to score before halftime, but we didn't. My first sort of ideas of the first half and my real annoyance of the first half is it's a hard one. As a person sitting on a settee, not in a manager's head, I don't really get it when managers try to go toe for toe. You know, I do get it, but I don't. So I understand what Liam Rossini was trying to do. He was trying to basically do what Conte was doing and trying to match it, but it just wasn't working. We was getting exposed too much down the wings. There was just no strength and width on the wings, and we was just getting exposed like absolute crazy. And then in the second half, he obviously brought Palmer on. And then as soon as he made that change and brought on another centre-back in Chalobah, which, in my opinion, I'm absolutely shocked Chalobah didn't start. We went to that sort of back five that morphs into a back four. We looked 10 times better. We looked like the team that has been winning more recently. And I don't really get it why he didn't start with this, because I feel like it could have been a much easier game with how, like say, Napoli were so depleted in their squad. Obviously, big players weren't there. Gilmour, De Bruyne, you know, the list goes on. You know, they had a bench of 7, and I think about 7 of those bench players, about 4 or 5 of those bench players were youth players who have never played any first team football. So I think we made it a bit harder on ourselves than we should have. Obviously, like I said, Napoli are still a really good side. But then obviously, like I said, when we went back to what we know, which is the fullback, like I say, the fullback into the 5, we looked way better. But I will not take anything away. I won't talk about him too much at the moment, but I will not take anything away from the absolute thunderbolt from João Pedro. My goodness, that touch, and then just to put it on his left and just slam it in was just insane. Merritt's reaction said it all. Just what am I supposed to do? Because there was no one in the world that was stopping that goal. Take a bow, João Pedro. And then obviously the reporters were saying, you know, Chelsea really need somebody to step up and do this and that. And the absolute, like I say, Palmer came on. He did make a difference. Didn't get a whole lot of touches, but he came on, linked up with João Pedro, like the 1-2, and then just that perfect, crisp ball in to release João Pedro. He was never in, the fact Garnacho was open, he was never ever going to pass. He had just scored an absolute thunderbolt, and his confidence is like in the ceiling, and he absolutely smashed it across the body and gave us the 3-2 lead and ultimately the 3-2 win. But like I said, the real matter I saw here is, you know, fair play to Liam Rossigna going into the backyard of Napoli and trying to basically go toe-to-toe with Conte, trying to match what he did. But that starting back line, I'm looking at my tablet, it's down here, it's got the back line. Cucurella, Fofana, James and Gusto, that is horrific. Obviously, I know he was going into a 3-back with Cucurella, Fofana and James, and then like Gusto. Yeah, it was a bit of a weird one. But that back line, as soon as I saw that, it scared me. And then when I saw it play, it looked good. We looked a bit smooth. But then Napoli just basically figured it out in a few seconds. Absolutely abused the wings. And we stood no chance because they just knew exactly what they were doing. They were cutting us open. And I think half-time came perfectly for us because it could have got really bad. But like I said, second half we came out and absolutely killed it. We looked much better. The 1-2 passes, it was just fluid. Obviously we made subs. Like I said, we bring on Palmer, Chalobah, Gittins and Garnacho, and obviously Badiashile. I do feel sorry for Gittins. He came on in the 59th minute and then he got withdrawn basically in the 90th for Badiashile. I do get it because, you know, I guess Rossigna, he wanted to basically lock down what we had, slam the door shut, don't let anything through. I do get it. But obviously it's not nice as a player to be subbed on and subbed off all in the same game. But I guess it has to happen if you want to get the win. And we, like I said, really needed this win to get in that top 8 spot. And we didn't just finish in the top 8. We even boosted ourselves up to 6th place, which is amazing. Because obviously the schedule is already packed as it is. And just having to do those Champions League playoffs would have, I think, killed us. And we would have definitely... Not that I don't think we would have got through it, but we would have definitely been, like, you know, you have to rest players and things like that. Like I say, fair play to Napoli. They did show a good account of themselves. Like I said already multiple times, the squad is very depleted. It's a bit hard as a manager. Conte is an insane manager. I always rate him. And it's a bit hard as a manager when you look at your bench and there's no one to actually bring on sub-wise. So, yeah, Sanchez, he had another good game, in my opinion, made some insane shot stoppers. You know, for example, at the end there with Lukaku, that would have killed me if he had scored against us. Stopped it right at the end, which was absolutely perfect. But yes, let's get into my good and my bad players. Sadly, again, I don't want to say it, but for me, Pedro Neto again, he just didn't make any impact. I honestly feel awful because I do like him. Seems like a really likeable guy. He does a lot of hard work, but he just didn't show up again tonight. I think he had a few chances, but that was about it. Very quiet. When he got the ball, didn't really see much going on. So yeah, Pedro Neto for me tonight, out of the players, was probably not the greatest. But obviously, there's only one player of the night, and that was João Pedro. Last game, obviously, it was between him and Esteval, but tonight, it was all him. He was insane tonight. He played that number 9 position, and he kept picking up these pockets. So at the start of the game, he was at the number 9 position and they were trying to feed him the ball, but he wasn't quite getting it. So then he dropped in a bit deeper, like I was saying what Liam Delap needed to do. Drop in a bit deeper, and he was getting that ball perfect. He was receiving the ball in the pockets, playing the 1-2s like his final goal. Played it 1-2 with Palmer. Palmer played him through. And yeah, he is honestly turning up the heat. He was obviously a bit cold for a bit. People felt like they were sold a dream because of the Club World Cup where he was absolutely smashing it. But now he has turned up the heat more than anyone. So fair play to João Pedro. He's showing the doubters that actually he is a class player. And yeah, he's been insane tonight. Like I say, we're through, which is absolutely brilliant. Another show of class from us to show that we have that fighting spirit. To be 2-1 down in Naples, in that stadium, fair play. We stepped up. Liam Rosenior's shown that he has that nous to be able to change the formation and realise that we're getting absolutely smoked. So fair play to Liam Rosenior. Fair play to Chelsea. Absolutely killed it. On to the next game. But yes, guys, I've been JB Lion. Thank you so much for all the comments, likes and stuff on my videos. I really do appreciate it. I'm glad you guys seem to enjoy the pre-match videos. I'll be doing them as well on top of my game videos. But yes, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Like I always say, if you're new around here, please hit the like button. If you're brand new around here, please hit the sub button. Helps me massively. Trying to obviously go as far as I can this year and be as consistent as I can for you all. But I've been JB Lion. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you dudes, dudettes, and everyone else in the next video. Peace, guys. Woo!